Have you ever stopped to think about what happens when someone you love is trapped and the only person who can save them is the very one everyone considered the villain? Close your eyes for a second. Imagine growing up alone in a place where pain is your only companion, where every single day is a fight to survive, not against enemies, but against abandonment. That was Ikki the Phoenix's childhood. While the other knights trained in harsh places, Death Queen Island was a whole different level. It was the kind of place that doesn't just train you physically, it crushes your soul first, just to see if there's anything left to rebuild. And there was. There was rage, there was resentment, there was a hatred so deep that when Ikki reappeared, nobody recognized the boy who had once been left behind. Now think about Shun, the younger brother, the Andromeda knight, the one who carries chains but always fought with an open heart. Shun never wanted to hurt anyone. He was gentleness in a world that only understood violence. And maybe that's exactly why the Andromeda chains suited him so well, because restraining is different from destroying. But when Shun finds himself cornered, when those very chains can no longer protect the ones he loves, when the weight of battle crushes the shoulders of someone who never asked to fight, that's when the story shifts direction. Because out of nowhere, from the middle of the flames, that unmistakable cosmos surges forward, hot, furious, relentless. Ikki appears. And he doesn't show up apologizing. He doesn't show up with a pretty speech. He shows up breaking everything, literally. The chains holding Shun snap like they were made of paper. And in that moment, all of Ikki's rage, all that hatred he carried his entire life finally makes sense. Because it was never hatred toward his brother. It was hatred for a world that dared to touch the only person he swore to protect. There's something we tend to forget about Ikki. He's not a hero in the classic sense. He doesn't deliver motivational speeches before fighting. He doesn't smile for the camera. Ikki acts, and he acts with a brutality that scares even those on his side. But beneath that armor of fire, there's something no amount of training on Death Queen Island could ever fully burn away: his love for his brother. And that's what makes this scene so brutal and so beautiful at the same time. It's not just fighting, it's redemption. It's Ikki saying without words, "I may have lost everything, but I won't lose you." Shun looks at his brother, and there's a mix of relief, admiration, and a quiet sadness, because he knows the price Ikki pays every time he fights. Every blow the Phoenix lands, he feels twice as hard on the inside. Every time he rises from the ashes, a part of him stays behind. You know what's most impressive? The Phoenix doesn't rise because it wants to. It rises because it has to. And Ikki is exactly like that. He doesn't come back because fighting is fun. He comes back because Shun is still there. As long as his brother exists, Ikki will always find a reason to stand back up. This scene isn't just an action moment in an 80s anime. It's a lesson in what it truly means to be a real brother. About the kind of love that doesn't need words, doesn't need approval, doesn't need anything beyond the absolute certainty that you'd be willing to burn the entire world down for someone. Now tell me something. If Ikki carries all that weight on his shoulders and still keeps coming back for Shun, what would happen on the day when not even the Phoenix's flames were enough?